Proper grammar is essential for clear communication, even when discussing technical topics such as electrical exams. The words your, and there, and there are commonly misused. Your indicates possession, showing that something belongs to someone, for instance, your electrical tools. Your is a contraction of you are, combining the two words into one. For example, you're ready for the electrical exam. There indicates possession by a group, such as their collective knowledge of electrical codes. There indicates a place or location, as in the electrical panel is over there. There is a contraction of they are, as in they're studying for the electrical exam. Using the correct words ensures clarity and avoids confusion, which is especially important in the electrical field where precision is critical. Preparing for an electrical exam involves several key areas. Firstly, a thorough understanding of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, is essential. This includes knowing how to navigate the code book and interpret its various articles and tables. Secondly, it is important to have a solid grasp of electrical theory, including Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, and AC and DC circuit analysis. This theoretical knowledge is necessary for understanding how electrical systems work and for troubleshooting problems. Thirdly, practical skills are also important. This includes experience with wiring, conduit bending, and other common electrical tasks. Familiarity with electrical testing equipment, such as multimeters and clamp meters, is also necessary. Fourthly, effective study habits are important. This includes setting aside dedicated study time, reviewing notes and textbooks regularly, and practicing with sample questions. It can also be helpful to form a study group with other aspiring electricians. Fifthly, exam-taking strategies can also improve your score. This includes reading each question carefully, eliminating incorrect answers, and managing your time effectively. It is also important to stay calm and focused during the exam. For instance, understanding conductor ampacity is critical. The NEC provides tables, such as Table 310.16, that specify the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors based on factors like insulation type, ambient temperature, and the number of conductors in a raceway or cable. Correctly applying these ampacity rating factors ensures that conductors are not overloaded, which could lead to overheating and fire hazards. Another key area is grounding and bonding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, helping to trip over current protection devices like circuit breakers or fuses. Bonding ensures that all metal parts of an electrical system are at the same potential, reducing the risk of electric shock. The NEC specifies requirements for grounding and bonding in Articles 250. For example, understanding the difference between equipment grounding conductors, or EGs, and grounded conductors, often called neutrals, is critical. Each EC provides a low impedance path for fault current, while grounded conductors carry the normal unbalanced current in a circuit. Overcurrent protection is another essential topic. Circuit breakers and fuses are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. The NEC specifies requirements for overcurrent protection in Article 240. It is important to select the correct size of overcurrent protection device for the circuit being protected. For example, a 15 amp circuit breaker is typically used for a 14 American wire gauge or OLG copper conductor, while a 20 amp circuit breaker is typically used for 12 AWG copper conductor. Understanding voltage drop is also important. Voltage drop occurs when the voltage at the end of a circuit is less than the voltage at the source. This can be caused by the resistance of the conductors. The NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to no more than 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. To minimize voltage drop, conductors with a larger cross-sectional area can be used. Conduit bending is a practical skill that is often tested on electrical exams. It is important to be able to bend conduit accurately and efficiently. There are various types of conduit benders available, including hand benders, mechanical benders, and hydraulic benders. Each type of bender has its own advantages and disadvantages. Electrical drawings and diagrams are also important. Electricians need to be able to read and interpret electrical drawings and diagrams in order to install and troubleshoot electrical systems. These drawings and diagrams typically show the location of electrical equipment, the wiring connections, and the overcurrent protection devices. Motor control is another area that is often covered on electrical exams. Motor control circuits are used to start, stop, and control the speed of electric motors. These circuits typically include components such as contactors, relays, and motor starters. Understanding how these components work and how they are connected is essential for troubleshooting motor control problems. In addition to technical knowledge and practical skills, it is also important to have good communication skills. Electricians often need to communicate with other tradespeople, inspectors, and customers. Being able to explain electrical concepts clearly and concisely is essential for ensuring that everyone understands the work being done. The Florida State Unlimited Electrical Exam covers a wide range of topics, including the NEC, electrical theory, practical skills, and business law. It is important to be well prepared for the exam in order to increase your chances of passing. Reviewing the specific requirements and content outlined for the Florida exam is important. This information can typically be found on the website of the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, or DBPR, which oversees electrical licensing in the state. The DBPR website will provide details on the exam format, the topics covered, the required codes and standards, and the passing score. It may also offer sample questions or practice exams. Focusing study efforts on the areas that are most heavily weighted on the exam is a smart strategy. For example, if the NEC is a significant portion of the exam, then dedicating extra time to studying the code book is a good idea. Practicing with sample questions and practice exams is also a valuable way to prepare for the exam. This will help to identify areas of weakness and allow time to improve before the actual exam. Familiarizing oneself with the exam format and time constraints is important. This can help to reduce anxiety and improve time management during the exam. Arriving at the exam center early and bringing all required materials is also essential. Make sure to have proper identification, pencils, erasers, and any other items that are permitted by the exam administrators. Staying calm and focused during the exam is important. Read each question carefully and make sure to understand what is being asked before attempting to answer. If unsure of an answer, eliminate any obviously incorrect options and make an educated guess. Avoid spending too much time on any one question, and come back to it later if time allows. Always double-check answers before submitting the exam. This can help to catch any careless errors. The NEC is a comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical topics. It is important to be familiar with the structure of the codebook and how to find information quickly and efficiently. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections. Each chapter covers a specific topic, such as wiring methods, equipment, or special occupancies. The articles provide more detailed information on specific aspects of the chapter topic. The sections provide specific requirements for the installation and use of electrical equipment. The NEC also includes a number of tables and figures that provide additional information and guidance. These tables and figures can be very helpful for determining conductor ampacities, conduit fill requirements, and other important electrical parameters. In addition to the NEC, there are a number of other codes and standards that may be relevant to electrical work. These include the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code, or NFPA 72, the National Electrical Safety Code, or NESC, and the International Building Code, or IBC. It is important to be familiar with these codes and standards, as they may be referenced in the electrical exam. Understanding electrical theory is essential for passing the electrical exam. This includes knowing Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, and AC and DC circuit analysis. Ohm's law states that the voltage across a resistor is equal to the current through the resistor times the resistance. This can be expressed as volts equals amps times ohms. Kirchhoff's laws are a set of two laws that describe the flow of current and voltage in an electrical circuit. Kirchhoff's current law states that the sum of the currents entering a node is equal to the sum of the currents leaving the node. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that the sum of the voltages around a closed loop is equal to zero. AC and DC circuit analysis involves calculating the currents and voltages in AC and DC circuits. This requires understanding the concepts of resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Electrical calculations are a critical part of electrical work and are frequently tested on electrical exams. These calculations involve determining conductor sizes, conduit fill, voltage drop, and other important electrical parameters. It is important to be familiar with the formulas and methods used to perform these calculations. It is also important to be able to use a calculator effectively to perform these calculations quickly and accurately. Practical skills are also important for passing the electrical exam. This includes experience with wiring, conduit bending, and other common electrical tasks. It is also important to be familiar with electrical testing equipment such as multimeters and clamp meters. Multimeters are used to measure voltage, current, and resistance. Clamp meters are used to measure current without having to break the circuit. Both types of meters are essential tools for electricians. Business law is another area that may be covered on the Florida State Unlimited Electrical Exam. This includes topics such as contracts, insurance, and liability. It is important to have a basic understanding of these topics in order to run a successful electrical business. Taking practice exams is a great way to prepare for the actual exam. Practice exams can help identify areas of weakness and allow time to improve before the exam. There are a number of practice exams available online and in textbooks. It is important to take practice exams under realistic conditions, such as in a quiet room and with a timer. Reviewing the answers to the practice exam questions is also important. This can help to understand why the correct answers are correct and why the incorrect answers are incorrect. Managing test anxiety is also important. Test anxiety can negatively impact performance on the exam. There are a number of things that can be done to manage test anxiety, such as getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising regularly. It is also helpful to practice relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing and meditation.